Okay, hello guys. Melissa here from OS2. Today I'm going to be talking about our risk adjustment apprenticeship program for 2022. Our 2021 slots have all been filled, but we have been getting a lot of interest about joining us in 2022. And today I'm going to talk about how you can do that and how to apply, or what it is and how to apply. All right, so first things first, let's talk about what is the risk adjustment apprenticeship program offered through OS2. So the apprenticeship program is a collaborative effort between the coding firm and the coding school to provide novice certified coders the experience required to be able to earn permanent employment in the area of risk adjustment. Please keep in mind this particular presentation is for those coders who have either their CPC or their CCS, at least one of those certifications. Now, of course, it's okay if you have more, but if you have your CRC, your RHIA, and RHIT, you are more than welcome to listen to this, but just to kind of get a framework of how it works. However, everything that's in here, specifically when it comes to the training phase, is not is not going to apply to you. When we get to that part, you can still certainly listen, but please make sure that you go to our website www.os2u.org and schedule a career advisory session with me to be able to provide you a tailored and a custom suggested training plan in the event that you're interested in the apprenticeship program, but you can still certainly listen. Okay, so what is it? What is it? It again is a two-year paid apprenticeship program for those coders that are having a challenge finding permanent employment. Those that are interested in risk adjustment, this is the perfect place to be. It is paid, it is remote. You do not have to live in Texas in order to be a part of the apprenticeship program. What else do you need to know? And it's also designed to be able to make sure that you get permanent employment with companies that are looking for year-round risk adjustment coding professionals, specifically payers or physicians' offices. Now, if you are looking for something, if you want to get this training so you can potentially work part-time maybe, or if you're looking for part-time employment, vendors are going to be the way to go. And if they're looking for if they're looking for risk adjustment coders or auditors with experience, then this program is going to be able to prepare you for that. One thing you need to know about our program is that you have 5 phases of the risk adjustment program. Phase 1 is our prerequisites, and this is our joint collaboration with OS2U. You do have to take some courses before you are considered eligible for the apprenticeship program. And the reason why we do that, specifically for those that have the CPC or the CCS, is because those certifications demonstrate your competency in outpatient coding in a facility setting or a physician office setting. Risk adjustment is a totally different methodology, and we do need to train you on the theory behind it in order for you to be successful. Also, so the courses that are involved in the prerequisites are our qualitative practicum, our performance practicum, and an exam prep to sit for your CRC. All 3 of these courses are required unless you already have your CRC. You would not have to take the CRC bootcamp. Okay, so let's first talk about the HCC basics. I really, really like this course. It seems to be one of our gems that we just created last year in actually this year, this is 2020. Yeah. We just deployed it in 2021. Oh, goodness. Can't believe it's already May. We just deployed it in 2021, and it's really has benefited our apprentices this year. This is a 2.5-month program where we walk you through we navigate you through how to use your resources to be able to ensure that you understand how to apply codes correctly. This is a simulated coding environment where you will be coding redacted charts, but you'll be using your resources and your references. Now, unlike the performance practicum, which I will explain further soon, you only have to code 3 charts per week, but the goal in this particular project, in this particular course, is that you understand how to use your resources, how to find your resources, and best of all, how to use coder judgment. I'm pretty sure you've heard that term before. There's a lot of subjectivity in coding, or this is a gray area. And coding and the coding judgment is what's going to help you with using deductive reasoning to be able to apply the right code or the best code in that scenario. Okay, so that is what the qualitative practicum is. Now, we do not train you how to code. We're not gonna, because you already have your coding certification. You already should know how to assign you should already know how to look up a code and understand how to assign a diagnosis. But this is going to show you specifically how to use your resources. Next oh yeah, so that class is in January. That class starts in January. Again, it's 2.5 months, it's 10 weeks. We meet Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. The cost for that course is $500 and it does not include any supplies. Then we have our HCC mock project. This is our performance practicum. As a new coder, one of the things you need to understand is that you are going to be, as an entry-level coder, you're going to be placed in a position to be a producer, to be in production. And so with the production, they're expecting a certain amount of charts per day, a certain amount of charts per hour. And so this practicum is designed to help you improve your performance working from home. We introduce you to common encoders that you're going to see when you start your coding career, specifically in risk adjustment. We're going to introduce you to 3M. We're going to introduce you to find a code. We're going to also introduce you to other tools to be able to help you to become successful with with performance improvement. We help you with efficiency techniques such as how to organize your workspace and making sure that you have multiple monitors and just different things like that to ensure that you're able to be successful. This particular practicum is extremely important because in order for you to be able to be eligible for the apprenticeship program, in this practicum you have to code 150 charts and you have to have a 90% quality score at the end of the 10 weeks. In order to be eligible for the apprenticeship program. This is a ding, 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 hot spot that you need to understand. You have to code 150 charts by the end of the 10 weeks, and you have to have a 90% quality score at the end in order to be eligible for the apprenticeship program. Afterwards, you would take your CRC boot camp. In order to sit for your CRC. Many of our clients our clients are aware that we do train and develop novice coders, and one of their requirements is that the coders do have their CRC in order to be eligible to be able to work with them. So if you already have your CRC, great. If you don't have your CRC, we do offer a boot camp. We offer our boot camps twice a year, one in May and one in August. If you are looking to start in August, and you don't actually have to wait until next year in order to to do your boot camp, we have one in August, and we can talk about, and I'll talk a little bit about that later in regards to what courses the timeline for which course that you should take in the event that you're interested. The HCC mock project also meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It starts in March and it's at $500. We have and then our CRC bootcamp is only 1 month. We meet on Mondays only from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And actually that course is not $500, it's $250. Let me correct that really quick. I guess it won't let me do that, but it's only $250. I'll fix that later. don't worry about it. It's only so the CRC boot camp. It is only an exam prep course to be able to help you pass the CRC. Again, it is not a coding course itself. It's an exam prep course, excuse me, designed to help you to understand how to pass that test. We help you with test taking tips and skills, and also, time management and that sort of thing. So that's what that course is all about. But it's not $500, only $250. All right, so next is phase 2. This is your apprenticeship program, and this is when we actually pay you to start coding. What you'll be doing is you're going to be using all of those skills, those things that we taught you during the practicums and your CRC boot camp, to assign HCC and RHACC diagnosis codes to patient encounters for up to a 2-year period. You will get paid. You can expect an estimated salary of about $2,000 to $3,500 per month for about 8 to 9 months. Because the duration of the duration of the apprenticeship is from May to January the 31st. So mid-May to January the 31st is, that's how. And sometimes it's a bit longer, but but we don't really kind of advertise that, but sometimes it's a bit longer. But that is what your estimated salary would be. It could be more. It could be more. It just depends on you, because it is per chart. You get paid per chart while you're in the project. You're only required to do 100 charts per week during your as an apprentice, but you can certainly do more. We encourage you to do more, especially when the page counts are smaller. One thing you do need to know, for our mentees, we really try to avoid giving you guys larger charts. We try to keep those charts 50 pages and less. In the event that you were to get a large chart, it would simply be because we're at that phase where all we have are large charts. So just kind of keep that in mind. You would need a computer with 2 monitors, a high-speed internet, and you need your current and previous year ICD-10 CM manuals. So that's phase 2. That's phase 2 for your first season in the apprenticeship program. Again, that's from May to January the 31st. So once we're finished with our first season, then we go into another training cycle, which would be our HCC auditing practicum. Now, the reason why we do that, because remember when I was telling you guys earlier, we want to set you guys up for success to ensure that we improve your marketability as a permanent risk adjustment coder. Well, it is my opinion that you want to work for maybe the entity that hires vendors such as myself, which are payers and payers or physician groups. What we find that they're looking for are coders or auditors to be able to review providers' documentation, to be able to mitigate risk and gaps. And so that is why we're doing the HCC auditing practicum during that hiatus phase. So it's basically designed, and it's like the other practicums that you were doing before, like the placement practicum and not placement, but the HCC mock project, which is the performance practicum, or the HCC basics, which is the qualitative practicum. But in this instance, you're going to be auditing. You're going to be auditing and reviewing records for documentation gaps, and you're going to be learning different techniques on how to communicate effectively to different audiences, such as providers, coders, and even the executive team, to be able to illustrate the issues in a medical record. Now, in 2023, our prices will change. So HCC, that particular practicum is going to be $600, and then the CDEO is $350. But it does not, and again, per usual, it does not include supplies. It only includes, this is the tuition only. But for your phase 3, I'm gonna go back to phase 1. I probably should have put that on here. You will use payroll deduction for that phase. And so you will use payroll deduction. It'll be like a certain amount every pay period that we will deduct out of your pay to be able to cover phase 3 auditing. All right, the next phase was actually, this is phase 4. I need to update my slides. Oh my goodness. So phase 4 is the HCC. It's going to be your second season, your second apprenticeship, your second apprenticeship for season 2. You're going to be doing the exact same thing that you was doing the first season. It's just you're doing the second season but now you're just in your second season. Same thing, it starts in May, ends in January 31st. You could be extended. It really just depends on your performance. During that key period of time. What else? Yeah, basically it's the exact same thing. You're just going through your second season. And after you've done that, then you're done with the program. You're done with the program, and at that point you would literally have 2 additional certifications. You're going to have 2 years of experience, essentially like the perfect package for what a company is looking for in a risk adjustment coder. So that's that. Now we do have some other options for you for those that are interested, and that is our placement services. We do offer a placement practicum. It's very much like the other practicums, but in this instance, we're going to help you with getting permanent placement. We're going to provide you a professional civilian resume, a professional government resume, a professional headshot. We'll give you a coding portfolio. I really am excited about the coding portfolio because what it's a packet of all about you and your coding while you were in the apprenticeship program It's going to have a bio about you. It's going to have your civilian resume. Your government resume won't go in there. You will get your government resume, but it's not going to go in there. It's going to have your coder report card, which I'm really excited about because this is a way to show your hiring manager what you've been doing in the last 2 years. It's going to have all your coding production. It's going to have your coding production for per month. It's going to have your quality. You're going to have your references from your team lead. You're going to have your what else you're going to have in there? Honestly, I think that's enough, right? So it's going to have all of It's going to have all of those things in your coding. It's going to have your headshot in there. So I'm really, really excited about. That coding portfolio. It's absolutely beautiful. But while you're in the course, we're going to, not only just give you a list of companies that hire risk adjustment coders, but we're going to prepare you through that process. You're going to be interviewed, and before your interview, we'll be able to do some mock interviews with you and schedule those with you, making sure that you are successful. I really, really love this program. I really like what we're doing here because it ensures, it almost guarantees that you're going to be on the short stack of candidates that employers are looking for when they're hiring risk adjustment coders. Another part of phase 5 is the CPMA bootcamp, and this is where we prepare you to sit for your CPMA. Again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. You probably would be I am almost certain that you will be just fine with just completing the apprenticeship program and you searching for jobs on your own. But if you're looking for that additional support, then we are here for you. Now, if you do decide that you want to do the phase 5 placement practicum, you can also use payroll deduction while during your during your second season of the apprenticeship program to be able to cover the cost. Now, this does not include your supplies, keep in mind. So it does not include your supplies for this. This is tuition only. And because, every year supplies change with our vendors, we don't really list that right now, but we can So I don't know what the supply is going to be, how much it's going to cost in 2024, but this is our tuition cost. Okay. All right. Next, I want to talk about Forever OS2. So after you finish the entire program, you have the option to always stay with OS2, whether you want to stay with us part-time or you want to stay with us full-time. But as long as you complete those, you have to complete the 2 seasons, and you have to always you have to make sure that you continue to work with OS2 during peak season, either full, or it doesn't have to be full time, but either full or part time after you complete it. The reason why we do that is because in our world, in our environment, things are constantly changing, and if you take a year or 2 or 3 off and try to come back, it's going to be hard to catch up, especially if you've been coding elsewhere, and and their practices are different than our clients. So that's the reason why we require that if in fact you want to stay Forever OS2, you certainly would love to have you. We want to certainly keep you, but you would have to make sure that you're constantly working, at least on a part-time basis, during our season. Again, our season starts in May and it ends January the 31st. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about the requirements in order to be a part of the apprenticeship program. All right, so you have to be able to commit to the 2-year program. You just have to be able to commit to the program. You have to have either your RHIA, your RHIT, CCS, CCSP, CCA, CPCA, CPC, COC, CRC. Goodness gracious, or COCA. You have to have at least one of those core certifications from AHEMA or AAPC. We do not accept certifications from any other organization, only AHEMA or AAPC. You must be able to work with limited distractions. I totally understand the need for those that want to work from home and to avoid maybe the daycare costs and those kind of things. And honestly, that's fine as long as you're going to be able to focus on coding. Remember, you're going to be brand new, and if you're going to be distracted, then this probably would not be the right program for you. Unless you can make other arrangements to reduce or to reduce those distractions. Okay. When you're in your mentee phase, one of the things you need to understand that you do have to be available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You have to have your CRC by June the 30th of the year of your first mentee phase. You have to successfully pass HCC Basics and HCC Mock Project Practicum, and you are responsible for the supplies that you need. Your computer with 2 monitors and high-speed internet, must be able to work in the United States, and be able to pass a background check. Okay, so now let's talk about the next step. How do you apply? So let me see what happens if I click here. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to our website. And when you go to our website, scroll all the way down. You can come to here to apprenticeship if you want to kind of review the information about the apprenticeships. But you want to come down here and you want to click on schedule a career advisory session. You want to schedule a session with me at your convenience. As you can see, I only do these on Thursdays. So this is when you want to schedule a career advisory session with me. After the career advisory session, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a dialogue. We're going to get a chance to know each other. And I'm going to send you a suggested lesson plan. And the suggested lesson plan is going to be based off of your goals, basically based off of your goals and what we offer to be able to make sure that this is going to be the best experience for you. Once I send you the lesson plan, you can either accept or deny the lesson plan. If you accept the lesson plan, next we'll send you an enrollment agreement. Once you get your enrollment agreement, you will, of course, you will complete that, submit any of the documents that we require as a Texas Workforce Commission trade school, a Texas Workforce Commission vocational trade school. We do have to have certain documentation for all of our students. So you would need to send that to us and you would just pay your invoice, and that's basically how it goes. Now, one thing you do need to know, like, you don't have to pay for your, if you need a payment plan, we can certainly help you with the payment plan. However, you need to make sure, but it does have to be paid prior to. So if you are interested in prior to the start of the class. So if you are interested in a payment plan, please reach out to us and we will work out an arrangement for you to make sure that you get it paid beforehand. For those of you that are interested in the course, if you pay for the course in advance, then you get access to the course in advance. You get access to our recordings from last season, so you can get started earlier if that's something that you're interested in. So that's how you apply. All right. So I'm gonna go over some commonly asked questions for you guys that I know I typically get during our career advisory sessions, and you can also find some of these questions. Also, you can find this information on our website under our facts. Here are a few of them. So if I'm interested in the apprenticeship, what can I do while I wait for the prerequisites to begin? So one of the things that I highly encourage our coders to do is you cannot sit idle, especially if you're not going to start the program until January. Then you cannot sit idle. So what I recommend is a modified plan where if you don't have your CRC right now, sign up for our CRC bootcamp in August. Sign up for our CRC bootcamp in August. Also sign up, then also do our Practicode also do the Practicode live with us in October. The reason why I recommend that is because what we do not train you how to, this particular program, we don't train you how to code. You guys already been through a coding school, you already been through coding classes. So that's not what we're doing. And your certification demonstrates that understand the theory behind coding. However, if you don't use it, you lose it. So by going through the Practicode, you're going to be applying the coding principles and coding. The Practicode, it is AAPC's Practicode. If you don't know, we are an AAPC approved education provider, so we are able to offer Practicode to you. Another thing too, if in the event if life happens, right, and you're not able to do the apprenticeship program at the end of mock project, what's so great about doing Practicode and completing those courses is it's going to remove your A if you have an A, right? And it's also going to, and with your CRC, you're going to know how to code. So literally, although you won't necessarily have the 2 years of experience, in the event that you're able to, if you were to be interviewed, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to pass a coding test. Okay, you're going to be able to pass the coding test. So that's the reason why I recommend, hey, if you're looking to do the apprenticeship program and you want to start you definitely want to do the basics of the mock project, and that's going to start in January. Really consider doing the CRC bootcamp in August and Practicode in October with us. How often do you offer your courses? We only offer our courses once a year. The reason why, because our instructors are our managers, are our project leads. So you're getting the best of both worlds. So because of that, we only offer our courses once a year. How much is the tuition for prerequisites and the training phase? So I did kind of go over that with you, and you can find that information there. So for the prerequisites, it's $12.50 for the tuition. For the training phase, it's going to be $9.50 tuition. So and again, that doesn't include the supplies. Now, again, during your training phase, you are able to use payroll deduction to be able to help, reduce the blow of such, of that upfront payment. Why do I have to pay for the prerequisites to be considered for the apprenticeship. As I mentioned before in the beginning, again, most of the people who come to us, they have their outpatient training. And again, the methodology with risk adjustment is totally different than than outpatient. The outpatient payment model, the fee for service model. So that's the reason why you have to pay for those prerequisites, because we want to make sure that honestly, this is our best way to be able to ensure that when we put you on these projects, that you know what you're doing. Unfortunately, a certification alone does not indicate that you know how to abstract and analyze charts. You can pass that test, but it doesn't necessarily mean you know how to abstract and analyze a chart. When do I start getting paid? You start getting paid in phase 2, which is your apprenticeship program. Again, you're only going to get paid while you're in that during that May to January the 31st period. Again, oftentimes we're extended, but I don't want you guys to depend on that. But it's just between May and January the 31st is when you're going to get paid while you're in your while you're in the apprenticeship phases, which is 2 and 4. Do we offer payment plans? We offer somewhat of a payment plan. I'm going to call it a layaway, okay? So for the first prerequisite portion of the course, you can certainly schedule, make arrangements to be able to pay it in advance. We do offer Affirm through PayPal. We are registered with them, so if you do need to use Affirm for payment, you can, if you need to, and you want to pay Affirm back a lower monthly payment, you can use that. Are supplies included in the cost for tuition? No, unfortunately not. It isn't. Every year they change, so it's hard to be able to, because we're not, this isn't a fundamental course, right? This is not a coding, just the basics, and it's not a fundamental course, so it does not include all of it doesn't include the tuition. It doesn't include the supplies. This is more so for those, and it wouldn't be fair to include the supplies. It'd be hard, right? Because some of you may have your 2020. You may have your ICD-10 CM book. You may have an exam voucher that was given to you. You may you should have your AAPC certifications. So not certification, your membership. So no, supplies are not included. Am I able to work part-time or flex my schedule? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. The apprenticeship program, while you're in the apprenticeship program, you do have to work Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's the end of our questions. If you do have any commonly questions, if you do have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Here is our contact information, our phone, email, and our website. Please feel free to also schedule a career advisory session with me. I would love to talk to you if in fact that you are interested in the program, but you're a bit hesitant because of maybe some other circumstance or other situation. I would love to see if there's something that we can do to help you out. Also, as a reminder, if you only hold an RHIA or RHIT or CRC, the training plan that I mentioned earlier, like the training phases, is a bit different. You will go through those courses, but you will have there's a little added caveat there. And when you schedule a career advisory session with me, then we'll go over that, we'll go over that difference. Also, if you're interested in the apprenticeship program and you're not certified at all and you want to go through our fundamental course, again, this information, it's a bit modified for you and the dates are different. So please, again, schedule a career advisory session with me and we'll go over it. We'll go over it then. So in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me ramble all about our program. And I look forward to either talking with you soon or you joining the class. Thanks and bye for now.